The sky's gray, it's like this every day. The town is full of predator, don't turn a little prey. I flip $1 million out of nothing, make them feel a certain way. Hoping that the switch.
Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. So check this out, Giants fans. I told y'all Joe Schoen was going to regret not giving Daniel Jones that 5th-year option, and that day has come. That freaking day has come, because I think Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen on Monday night, they saw the light. I know Brian Daboll did. Brian Daboll was like, you know what? I see why Joe Judge got fired. I think he understands now, because once Daniel Jones got hurt, we couldn't cross the 50. We were QB sneaking. The whole offense is Daniel Jones. I'm going to say something. I said this on a podcast like a couple times already. Shout out to my boy Cop Pizzle, Giants Outsiders, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Best Giants podcast on the planet. If you ain't with it, you already know you best get with it. But check this out. Daniel Jones was the only player missing on the team the last 6 weeks of the season. If you go back and look, Saquon was on the field for that QB sneak. Tony and Galladay were on the field for that QB sneak game. They were all there. Andrew Thomas was there. Evan Ingram was there. The whole offense, minus Daniel Jones, was there. And we were reverting to QB sneaks. Couldn't cross the 50. Daniel Jones on Monday, literally put us on his back. I know Saquon had the big touchdown run, but everything else was Daniel Jones. He is the offense. He is the team. He is the best player on our team, and it's not close. Saquon gets the highlights. Saquon gets the praise, but every Giants fans with two eyes can see that Daniel Jones is our best player. Without Daniel Jones, we don't stand a chance. This kid gets his ass beat in the pocket. He takes it. He runs and gets hit. He takes it. He tries his hardest to put balls in the hands of these sorry-ass receivers, and they drop it. There ain't much more Danny can do. So I said all that to say this. At the end of the season, Daniel Jones is a free agent. Saquon Barkley is a free agent. In a perfect world, Daniel Jones will be coming back on a $23 million franchise, on a $23 million 5th-year option, and we can tag Saquon for $12 million. We wouldn't have to pay Saquon. We could tag him. But since Joe Schoen didn't want to give Danny that 5th-year option, now we gotta choose. Now we gotta choose between tagging Saquon and tagging Danny. So if you're Joe Schoen, now you have to pay Saquon. He might not want to give Saquon a bag. He might not want to pay a running back. But now he has to pay him, because you got to keep Saquon. Because nobody likes Daniel Jones, Saquon's technically the face of the franchise. You kind of can't let that motherfucker walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? John Mara, as a businessman, can't let that motherfucker walk out the door. Shout out to Saquon Barkley, Android 26. Keep doing your thing, baby. Keep doing your thing. Which brings us back to Danny. Either you give Danny a bag, or you got to tag him. And here's the problem, right? I don't think Joe Schoen wants to eat $31 million against his cap. I really don't think he wants to give Daniel Jones a $31 million franchise tag. So he has to give him a bag. But the question becomes, does Daniel Jones actually deserve a bag at the end of the year? And I know what y'all are thinking, Fisk. This is why We franchise tag him. No, this is why you should have given a 5th-year option, because you can't properly evaluate Daniel Jones with Richie James and fucking David Sills as his starting receivers and his offensive line getting them murdered. You can't even evaluate Daniel Jones. At least if he was on the 5th-year option, we could say, Joe Schoen could say, let me put my touch on it. Let me fix this offensive line. Let me get Daniel Jones some weapons, and let's run it back in 2023 on his 5th-year option for $23 million. Now he has to give him $31 million and pay Saquon Barkley. When if you had just gave Danny the 5th-year option, you could have tagged Saquon Barkley and we could have ran it back one more year. And if we stink in 2023, we can get rid of Saquon and Danny, no strings attached. But we can't do that now. And I know what y'all thinking. Where's Danny gonna go? If they don't franchise tag Daniel Jones, y'all really think Daniel Jones coming back to the Giants? If you were Daniel Jones, because here's the thing, y'all don't understand this. Tampa Bay is going to line up for Daniel Jones. The Seahawks are going to line up for Daniel Jones. The Saints are going to take calls on Daniel Jones. The Washington football team is going to take calls for Daniel Jones. The Jets are going to take calls for Daniel Jones. The 49ers are going to call Daniel Jones and Saquon. I don't think the Panthers might even be in the market for Daniel Jones too. So Daniel Jones is gone. If we don't franchise Danny, he's the fuck up out of here. You think Daniel Jones is going to choose to stay in New York over going to Tampa Bay? And Tampa Bay calls Daniel Jones' agent and say, we'll throw you $25 million to play for us next season. You think he going to turn that shit down? Because Daniel Jones is going to get way more than Trubisky. That bullshit deal Trubisky got, Daniel Jones ain't getting that. Somebody signing DJ to be a starter. The way you Giants fans look at Daniel Jones and the way the rest of the league looks at Daniel Jones are two different things. So if Tampa Bay calls you, hell, even Washington, I've ever thought of Terry McLaurin and Josh Doxson and Curtis Samuel than this bullshit he got in New York right now. Are you really gonna choose to stay in New York on a fan base that don't like you and a front office that don't believe in you? Are you really gonna stay in New York when you could go somewhere else? If we don't franchise tag Danny, he's the fuck up out of here. If we don't franchise tag Saquon Barkley and don't pay him what he wants, he's the fuck up out of here. I want Giants fans to comprehend this for a second. Saquon's going to have us by the balls because we can't tag Saquon. So if we don't give Saquon the dollar amount that he wants, he's the fuck up out of here. You're all aware that there's a good chance that one of either Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley will not be back with the Giants next season? Because what if Joe Schoen says, I don't want to give you $17 million, I don't want to give you $15 to $17 million like Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara got Saquon. I don't think you're worth that. You can't franchise tag him because you got to franchise Daniel Jones. Saquon's the fuck up out of here. Then what you gonna do? I'll tell you what, man. If I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm looking at that 49er team like, know what I'm saying? My antennas is up. Looking at that 49er team, I'm drooling to go to the 49ers. Could you imagine Saquon Barkley? Oh my gosh. What if he goes to the Eagles? Ain't he a Philly kid? Miles Sanders is buns. They don't have a running back. What if that fucker goes to the Eagles? What if he goes to the Cowboys? What if he goes to Washington? I don't give a fuck if he go to the Bears. But the Bears are another team that's going to have money. Giants fans. I don't like doing a lot of content like this. Y'all know when y'all come to my channel, 90% of my content is positive. I try to remain optimistic about my team. I preach hope. I preach prosperity. That's what I try to do on my channel. I try to uplift your spirits. I try to reprogram your psyche. Because Giants fans have the mentality of a poverty franchise, and deservedly so, because we've been ass since the boat trip. But I'm trying to repair that. I'm trying to give y'all some swagger, reason to be happy about the team. So I choose to report the positives. But this video needed to be done. Somebody in the Giants community needed to bring up the worst case scenario in about 3 months. Because nobody else is talking about this. But I am. So y'all download this video, y'all bookmark this video, y'all go ask your favorite YouTuber or your favorite Giants podcast or your favorite Giants Twitter personality. You go ask them what's going to happen at the end of the year when we got to choose between Danny and Saquon. And you ask them what the repercussions of that shit going to be. Because that's what we looking at in about 3 months. And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be real ugly. I'm depressed just thinking about it. But that's it. That's all. Told y'all he should have gave Danny that 5th-year option. I told you. I told you he should have gave Danny that 5th-year option. But that's it. That's all, man. Subscribe to the unit if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.